Good afternoon, everyone. This is Gabe Velazquez here with you, transparenttradesolutions.com on a Friday. This is the third day of May. Yeah, we had obviously an explosive rally out of the jobs number, as we may, obviously everybody expected some kind of reaction. Let's get right into the charts again. Subscribe to the newsletter. I am going to be setting up a new class probably for a week from Thursday, so keep an eye on that. Going to be a very fascinating topic. We'll keep you posted on that. Also subscribe to the newsletter, and I've got some stuff I'm looking at to kind of spruce up things and get everybody interested. Markets have been just chopping around. So let's get right into the charts and, just go over these real quick. This, in fact, at the end of the day, really, what we've essentially have done, this latest rally in the S&P has taken us right back to the highs from a week and a half ago. If you really take a look here, just looking at the daily chart here, if I can get these charts to, there we go, and go into the smaller time frame, we've basically come right. We've taken out a little bit of that high right here. We're up basically a couple of, the prior high here on the S&P was roughly at around 51.54. We're sitting just a couple of points above that. So my point to everybody is, there was a lot of excitement and hoopla on Apple earnings and whatever. But again, one of the things, if you just look at the charts for what it is, we are literally, we try to take it out here. We came up into this level, pulled back. Literally, we're right where we were, right at that high right there. So again, it's also worth putting into perspective. The question for next week becomes, is this a pause and then we launch up to these higher levels? Or in fact, we just continue with these big, kind of rangy swings? Obviously remains to be seen. I think the key is going to be, again, in interest rates. Similarly with the other averages, the NASDAQ, similarly, barely, it's right at the highs right there from April 15. So again, have we really made any progress? Nope. We just, kind of swung around here. Also the Dow, so I don't think a lot has changed, honestly. Even the Russell. Bitcoin was, we did bounce off of our level here, 58K, which I've been talking about. We did bounce off that. Now, that's actually the bigger mover today. We still, again, have 65K as resistance on Bitcoin futures. So we'll see what happens there. VIX did, I've been talking about 15. We collapsed around 15. Now it's going to be interesting if we get down to 12. Is it going to be another market peak? Right. So remember, I was mentioning 15 as a breakdown. So we'll see what happens. And again, rates did come off of this 470 level that we've been spotting here. So that was that level there. Rates did come off, and we'll see now if we can come down to 420 or even 430. But I think this actually holds the key to next week's market action here. Also, the dollar, you may imagine, did come off, but it did bounce. We've got some levels to look at here at 104. Notable was the yen this week. Again, wrote about it over the weekend. More intervention. Here's the thing, though. We got to get above, essentially, we got to get above this 66.35, which is the daily and weekly level where we broke down from. That now acts as resistance on the yen, and if it's going to be a real bottom, we have to get through that. Gold and silver, not a lot there. Nat gas, I put I posted this on X. That seems to be like it's going to break out. Bigger the base, higher the space. Maybe this is poised for a breakout, Nat gas. And also notable, just to finish up here, the grain markets are perking up. So you see soybeans, you see wheat, which I've been talking to my members about. You see corn looks like that broke out. So this is going to be interesting here. These have been in consolidation for many, many months, and finally starting to see some kind of action on the grain markets. So we'll see if this is actually a real breakout in corn. It did break out and come back. Maybe the pullback is where. So grains are interesting now. They're starting to become a little bit more other. Before we didn't even look at it because they were just kind of sideways trading. So we'll see if that turns out to be anything worth looking at. But you may want to start looking at the grain markets. Okay. All right, everybody. That's going to do it. Again, we'll see what happens next week. We still have some high profile earnings, Disney and some other companies. All the mega caps are out. By the way, just last thing, Apple was the big news last night. Essentially came right and filled a gap. If you're wondering, Apple came in, filled that gap, and began selling off already. So that's going to be interesting to see if Apple, that was all she wrote with Apple, and then comes back down and fills the gap from the earnings, or it actually goes up to 195 again. So you can see, interesting, you can kind of zoom in here and see that Apple came in and filled that gap right there. Okay. So just another little tidbit for everybody. Okay. All right. That's going to do it for me. Have a great weekend. Again, subscribe to the newsletter. If you want some information, contact me at support@transparent terrain solutions. Watch out for the next class. Have a great weekend.